Thanks for joining us here on the Bearcats Sports Network. It's our weekly visit with McKendree football coach Mike Babcock. And Coach, last Saturday, McKendree opened up its home schedule against Michigan Tech, a non-conference opponent. The Bearcats found themselves trailing by 14 at one point in the second half, but your team did not show any quit, battled back, got within 5, and had the ball at the end and a chance. But McKendree coming up with the 24-19 loss. Talk about your impressions. I know the week before we talked about getting better from week 1 to week 2. Did you see that improvement?
I think we did see improvement. The mistakes that we made in the first game, I think, a lot of them we were able to kind of overcome and correct, coming into game 2. But there's still some execution stuff we need to continue to work on. And unfortunately, as it got into the game, those corrections weren't, it wasn't good enough. And unfortunately, we came away with a loss. So I was pleased that the guys were able to battle back, really kind of have some fight towards the end on both sides of the ball. Defense kind of working really, really hard our last 2 drives to get the ball back to the offense, and then even seeing the offense go 80 yards and score a touchdown late in the game to put it within a 1-score game. It showed a lot of fight, and I'm glad. I know the guys are pissed that we lost the game, but there's definitely some good things that were taken away from it.
Let's start with the offense. I know you had several false start penalties in the first game at Northern Michigan. Seemed to be more cohesiveness along the line, better blocking, and the Bearcats were able to give Turner Pullen a little bit of time to throw.
Yeah, again, kind of the big deal was McKendree beating McKendree. That was the big talk last week. I felt like offensively we were able to take care of that, sometimes, but then a lot of it just came down to execution, whether it was a drop ball, whether it was, just a miss block, a miss opportunity, and a little bit of an overthrown ball, a fingertip type catch that we drop, it's just, we were kind of almost there, but didn't hit our stride. We weren't able to kind of continue to click and continue to go. We didn't have very many 3-and-outs, which was a good thing, but we just couldn't find a way to sustain drives and, more importantly, get points on the board. So, again, something to continue to work on.
Defensively, the Bearcats seem to play much better as well as a unit. The entire group of 11 came up with some big stops, especially in the second half when you needed to, as the Bearcats made that comeback offensively.
Yeah, I thought our defense played great, especially later on in the game. The only disappointment was there was 1 or 2 long drives, that we couldn't get off the field. But for the most part, I thought they ran around hard, gave great effort. Kind of tried to corral that quarterback. I thought that quarterback did a great job, not only with his arm, but ran around and did some nice QB draws a little bit, to pick up a couple first downs. But, we had a nice red zone interception, by Jason Bennett, which I thought was good. Again, another, late in the game, when they wanted to run the clock out, we were able to kind of stuff them on first and second down and force them to punt, later on. So, again, our defense is getting better, but they are playing hard and running fast, and that's what you want to see.
And Coach, that game is behind the Bearcats now. McKendree looking at a regroup as they enter Great Lakes Valley Conference play, and the test doesn't get any easier during this homestand as University of Indianapolis comes in, a top 15 ranked team nationally, a team that's off to a 2-0 start, and the Bearcats will have their hands full on Saturday.
UIndy's been the same team, every year since I've been here. A top quality team, a team that doesn't beat themselves, a team that's extremely well coached, that does the right thing. So again, our guys kind of know what to expect. They have a new head coach, they have a new defensive coordinator. So there's some tweaks, that are a little bit different than in years past, but for the most part, it's the same guys that do the right thing all the time. We talked about McKendree not beating McKendree. They're very good at not beating themselves. That's kind of the big, thing when you end up playing UIndy. And I think our guys understand it's more about us than it is about the other team, whoever you play. I think the guys understand the type of fight they're going to get into. But, when you watch these guys on film, they should be, in the top 15. They're very good on offense, very good on defense, got a tremendous special teams. Again, all-around great team coming in here.
Coach, what were the key points of emphasis during practice this week?
On both sides of the ball, it's continuing to get better. All those little things, details. When one guy goes down, the next guy step up. Who's going to, do the right thing consistently all the time. That's kind of the big deal. So, I got a lot of respect for their offense. They got a tremendous quarterback, a tremendous running back. They have a difference maker in the back half at the kickoff return, a kickoff returner. Even defensively, they fly around. They play great. They've got an extra guy in the box almost every single snap. Makes it very, very difficult to run the ball. I think they did a great job versus Hillsdale and Ashland, their last two opponents, and really stuffing the run. Forcing even an Ashland, who's a very good football team, to have a tremendous amount of third and longs. That means they're stuffing the run on first and second down. So again, very good team coming in here. But like I said, it's about us. Can we execute on offense? Can we fly around and make plays and tackles, on defense, and can we change field position on special teams week in, week out? That's what we're looking for.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it.
We want to see you in the stands at Lehman Field Saturday at 1 p.m. when McKendree plays UIndy. If you can't make it, go to mckbearcats.com, the Bearcats football schedule, and click on the GLVC SN link.